Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make the easiest but most glammed out bracelet for New Year's Eve than you've ever seen before. But it's super simple. Okay, so first of all, our encouraging word for today is let your dreams be bigger than your fears. Great advice. Okay, so this bracelet is going to be something. So my assignment this week was to make something for New Year's Eve, like to introduce New Year's Eve or New Year's. And so that's what we're going to do. And let me just tell you, this bracelet is going to be something. So it's going to be a multi-wrap bracelet with a beaded section in the middle. And it's going to be super easy because we're using chain reaction. So I have got the Champagne mini mix. Okay, this is it, Champagne. I've already opened this because I tried to film this video and like it was a mess, so I had to start over. Oh, that's today. But the Champagne mini mix, and then I'm using 2 of the Marigold. Oh, that's the chain reaction. I'm like, well, I know it said that on there. The Marigold Color Classics strands. Okay, so 2 of the Marigold Color Classic strands, 1 mini mix of Champagne. Now let me just tell you, and these were in the Champagne mix. The Marigold Color Classic strand on the website looks a lot yellower than it does in person, and I just want you to know that so that you will not look at it on the website if you go to buy it and think this is not the one. It is the one. I don't know why it looks so yellow on there, but it is definitely more of a champagne tone, and I just didn't want you to not, you know, to think it was the wrong one and not get it, because it is the Marigold one, even though it looks not marigold or not yellow. So you're going to need that. That's the beads we're going to be using. I'm using 19 strand Beaded bead stringing wire. I have 2 2x2 crimp tubes and 2 5mm wire guards. Okay, I have a lobster clasp, and then I've got some chain reaction, and this one, the silver one, comes in the silver pack. There's a pack of like 5. It's a really good deal. And then the gold comes in the gold pack. So I've got 2 of each. I've got 1 silver, you know, two silver and 2 gold. And all I've done is I've hooked them totally together and then cut them in half. Okay, so each, I'll measure this just so you know. We may end up taking some of it off. I don't know. I'm not sure about the length of this at this point, or how it's going to be, but I've got 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 inches twice. So I can't do that in my head, but 34 inches twice. Okay, and it doesn't matter what order you put it in. I just did like silver, gold, silver. I love that this is mixed metals. It's silver and gold, and I love that. So that's what we're going with. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull off our beaded section here. I want my beaded section to wrap around my wrist twice. So I am pulling off, so what I'm going to do is measure my wrist twice. Okay, completely around twice, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of extra because I need to be able to crimp and stuff. Okay, so I will tell you how big this is here in just a second as soon as I get it cut. My cutters are really bad. I know I've been saying that forever, and I finally did order a new pair. But yeah, they're really bad, really bad. Okay, get that out of the way. All right, so this one, where'd my ruler go? This one is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, about 20 inches, 19 and a half to 20 inches. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and crimp this down. I'm not going to crimp right onto my chains because this hole is really small. The wire guardian won't fit through there. I'm going to just crimp it onto the wire guardian and then hook it on with the jump ring. So to do that, I put my crimp bead on here, and then I take my wire guardian and I go up, come over, and back through the crimp, pull this tight, okay, just like that. Now, I am going to take my wire guardian, and I like to, my crimpers are tangled in all this chain over here. I like to take it and bend it in just a little bit so it kind of goes in. I don't know, I just think it makes it look better. And then I'm going to pull everything tight and I'm going to crimp. So I lay this in the back divot of the crimpers. I make sure that my wires aren't crossed. And I just crimp it down nice and firm, just like that. And it creates two little channels. One wire should go in each channel. Then I'm going to turn it vertically and close it. And I always put it in this second little, see, you've got your 1, 2, 3. I always put it in the second one for some reason. I don't even know why, but that's how I do it. Okay. Now, this little hole right here is tiny. So I'm going to pull out a tiny jump ring. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this right to one end of my chain. So here's my teeny tiny little jump ring to go through this teeny tiny little hole. And I'm just going to put it right on my wire guardian and make sure that I close it up really good. I can get a hold of it, that is. Closing it up really good. And just trying to make sure that it's closed up really good, which is kind of hard on those teeny ones. Okay, so here's my beaded section, what it's going to be my beaded section. Let me move those out of the way. So what I'm going to do now is just start beading it up. And you can do it however you want. This tail down here, I tuck into the beads, and I do leave a tail. There's been a lot of controversy. People are like, no, you don't need to do that. It doesn't do anything. But I will tell you, I had a bracelet come apart one day. And because I had left enough wire down here, I was able to fix it without restringing it. So no one can convince me now that that's not a good thing to do, because I would have had to restring that whole bracelet if I hadn't left some of the wire down there at the bottom. So just so you know, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying it works. All right, so I am just going to string this up. All these beads are so pretty, so sparkly, and I'm just going to try to get as much sparkle and bling on here as I can. When I think of New Year's, I think of much sparkle and bling. So that's what I'm doing. And I'll tell y'all something funny about New Year's. My grandmother, bless her soul, rest her soul, she, when the clock would strike 12, she would go out and bang pots and pans together on the porch. I know. You guys are like, what the heck? Yeah, she did. Granny did that. She did that every single year. And my brother and I were usually with her because my parents went to church and they stayed for watch service. So, you know, it was like they rang in the new year there at church. And so we would stay with, I made a dangle out of that one. We would stay with Granny, you know, because we were little and whatever. But anyway, so we would watch the ball drop, and then she would go out on the porch and bang pots and pans together. I've never known anyone else to do that. So y'all tell me, did anyone else's granny do that? Or has anyone else ever heard of that? Because I don't think anybody does. But every year I think of her, and I think of her going outside and banging pots and pans together for New Year's. That was her way of ringing it in. But anyway, I miss her. If you still have your grandparents in your life, especially this year at Christmas time, stop and thank God, because I sure do miss my grandmother, all my grandparents, but I miss her so much. So yeah, stop and thank God that you still have them if you do, and appreciate them. All right, so excuse me, Chris and I have been sick with who knows what. It is not COVID, because Logan was here and caught it and he tested negative for COVID. So I don't know what it is, but it is really, really horrible. And I hope no one else gets it, because it's no fun. It's hanging on. This is like week number 4, I think, or something like that. Yeah. And I'm still coughing. Alrighty. So I'm just glamming this up. You know, just making it shiny and sparkly and beautiful. Let's go ahead and do that big one there. And I'm going to do a rhinestone rondelle down here. One of these guys. You know what? I think I would rather do a rhinestone rondelle and one of these, because I haven't used those yet. And I love to stack these metals like this. I think it's so pretty. And then we'll go another one even. And then one of these guys. There we go. Pretty pretty. And so I'm just continuing to bead the whole thing up. We're going to do that cube bead there. That's a good opportunity to do another one of these because it's flat on one end and lays nicely beside it. And then I'm going to even do one of these. That can lay against that flat one really well. If you want to put something pointy in this end, like this one, because that's a European or large hole bead, it will lay nicer like that. We are going to, when we crimp this other end, we're going to make sure that this is not poker straight, because if it is not going to lay right on you, and it is going to look really weird. So we want to make sure when we do crimp the other end that we leave some room for flexibility. Okay, that's really important with this. You don't want it to be sticking out poker straight and look strange. So, and I am just continuing to add these gorgeous beads. They are so pretty. I don't know if a rhinestone rondelle will work next to that flower bead. It might. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So we'll do that. And then let's see, what do I want to do next? I think I'll do another one of these. And then how about, I could do another rhinestone rondelle and then this guy. Wow, this is pretty. I would kind of like to do him. So let's do a little bead, this European bead, and another one of these little beads. Okay, just like that. Where's a crystal? I need a crystal next. Actually, let's do this, whoop, this little tiny rhinestone rondelle. That looks cute. And then let's do this rhinestone bead next, because he's not super big. Where's the hole? There it is. And then we'll do this, and then this guy. I really want to get all the sparkle in that I can on this one. This is a major sparkle bracelet. We will do this big rhinestone rondelle. This right here. Really pretty. And then I'm going to do, is there another one of those? Yeah, let's do this and then this pointy one inside of it. See, it lays good up against a flat thing or a tiny bead or a pointy bead. Here's a cube. Haven't done one of those for a bit. And then this other big one. Let's get this other big guy on. So do I have a, I don't know, I better just do it this way. So we'll put the point next to the cube on him, and then on this end we can do one of these rondelles, another flat bead, let's just do a couple, another rondelle, and then one of these pointy guys right here, these English cut. All right, so we're getting the good beaded section here in the middle. I'll do another rondelle. Yeah, no, let's do this one, since, no, that's not the pointy part of the bead. We'll do this one here. And then, let me do the small bead. This guy. So pretty. And then the pointy part on this one. See how that kind of nestles in there? Works really good. Okay. We'll do this one. This one. Let's do this rhinestone ball. And let's do a rhinestone rondelle and this crystal. Alright, so here's what I've got. Let me see. It's hard to... I probably need to go just a little more because I do want it to wrap totally around twice. So I'm going to add a few more on. So let's do this one. This one. Let's do a cube. How about a flat spacer? Another flat spacer. I don't know if this little tiny one, it's cute. I don't know if this pointy part of this bead will fit in it or not. Let's try it and see. Yep, kind of looks like it does, or at least sits up against it. Okay, and then we'll go with this one. Flower bead. Let's get this guy on here, and I'm getting ready to run out of room, so that looks pretty good actually. It definitely wraps twice and comes back together. So I am going to add just a couple more. Let's do that one, and then we're going to go ahead and crimp it. I'll put this little rhinestone rondelle on the end. Or maybe I should put him and then the bead. That'd probably be better. Okay. Now, okay, so here's the thing. You do not want this to be pushed together really tight. You want it to have movement, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down here and just kind of pull out the top a little bit. You do want there to be movement in this. I repeat, if you do not have movement in this, it's going to look really weird. It's going to poke out and just look not natural. So we're going to put our wire guard on, or our crimp bead on, and then our wire guard. We're coming up and over. Well, we tried to, didn't we? Up and over. Okay. And then we're going to go back through the crimp. Right here. And through a couple more beads. Okay. I'm actually going to go back through this one too. And that rondelle. Okay, so now we want to take this, grab it right here and pull it up, lay it out, and make sure you don't want a ton of room. So it's kind of weird. You don't want it like to where it's flopping and the beads are flopping all around, but you just want it to where they've got a little bit of movement and they're not scrunched together too much. So I'm just going to pull it a little tighter and see if you can pick it up and it's fluid like that. That is probably right where you need it to be. All right. So I'm just trying to make sure that's a little stiff even. And pull it out just a little more. Okay. Now you don't want your wire to be popping up there, so make sure that you do pull that tight like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and crimp. And it's kind of hard on this one to tell if your wires are crossed. I mean, you can do the best that you can, but again, it can be a little difficult on this other end. Okay, crimp it good and give it a good tug test. If your crimp is going to come loose, you want it to come loose now and not when somebody's wearing this or you're wearing it or whatever. So don't be afraid. Pull on it. Make sure that it's, you know, good. Now, if you can see when I put this around my wrist, it lays, you know, it's not poking out. It just kind of lays around, and that's what you want. So we have a few beads left. And we're going to hook this end. Excuse me. I'm going to grab my other chain. So there's my one chain. I'm going to grab my other chain, and let's see. This one starts with gold, goes into silver. So we're going to make this one start with the silver here and then go into the gold. I don't know. You don't have to do it that way. You can. It's just the way I think it should look. Okay, now I'm going to attach my dump ring. Attach this together right here. Just like this. Just like this. Close it up. And then I'm going to put my lobster on one end. But first, do I want to do... Yeah, I'm going to just measure it or try it and see how it looks. So what I'm going to do is kind of go up my arm a little. Because you need room on the bottom and the top. I'm going to wrap the beaded part that we did first. Maybe. Come on now. Don't be hard. Okay? So like that. And everything is tangled up. Now I'm going to try, and everything's getting caught on my pliers, to wrap this part down here. And you just want to wrap and wrap and wrap. Don't do it tight. You don't want to cut your blood circulation off. But you do want it to be, you know, you want it to go around. So there's that one. Let's come up here. Same thing. And it's okay if it overlaps each other. And that, I think, is going to be perfect. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? Oh my gosh. It is so sparkly and pretty. Okay, so I'm going to hook my lobster on this end, the jump ring. And my other end has a split ring on it. And I think I'm just going to leave that split ring. It came on the chain reaction. Let's go ahead and close that up really good. So I'm going to go around and see if I can clasp this without having to go get Chris. So I'm just going to take it. And yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness, it is so pretty. Wow. We're going to a concert, a Christmas concert. For King and Country is coming to Orlando. And I'm so excited to get to go see them. And I'm probably going to wear this bracelet. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. So yeah, look at that. Look at the sparkle on that thing. And I mean, you could put as much chain as you wanted. You can bead up this middle as much as you wanted. You could do it however you want. Whatever makes your little heart happy. You could have it going all the way up your arm if you wanted. So it's a little loose right here. But you can kind of adjust that by just moving the chains a little bit. You do have to finagle it a little to get it how you want it, but oh my goodness, I don't like mine too tight anyway, so that is so pretty and sparkly. So anyway, here is my version of a blinged out New Year's bracelet, and I really do like it. I think it's really cool. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have not subscribed to my channel, there's a lot going on right now. I'm having a big giveaway, 20,000 subscriber giveaway coming up soon. There is an auction going on in my Facebook group, and that's going to be going on for several weeks. There's a giveaway associated with that one. And then I'm going to do a Q&A video too when I hit 20,000 as a celebration. I'm going to do a question and answer video. I'll answer any question you want to ask me. So if you want to, I will link the video in the description box below this video. You have to be a subscriber in order to participate in the giveaway and the Q&A, and you have to comment on the big announcement video that you want to be part of the giveaway. Okay, so I will link that video. It explains all the rules of everything going on, so just watch it. And yeah, if you want to check in on that auction, you can join my Facebook group. I will link that below as well. And I will link all this beautiful Jesse James beads and chain and wow, all this goodness. I will link all that below as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't and ring the bell. Otherwise, you don't know when I upload videos. It is completely free to subscribe. And most of my people viewing me are not subscribed. So please, please subscribe. It helps me out so much and I really do appreciate it. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.